What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily, March 30th, 2023, also known as opening day. It's here, baby. We got baseball back, and I got to admit, I am more intrigued about opening day today than I have been in probably about 10 years, something like that. I love me some fantasy baseball, but I don't really need to watch baseball games to be able to play fantasy baseball, especially over 162-game season. Rule changes are really interesting to me. I'm interested to see how many steals there are. I'm interested to see how many more base hits there are without the shift. This is kind of a new game in a way, Aaron, that hopefully 26 minutes faster per game in the spring training. Hopefully we see that type of adjustment again today here. So we're going to kick this off with our opening day question. Aaron, what game are you most interested in, and are you as excited as I am about baseball starting back up?
I'm hopeful that baseball is going to be quicker, be better, be more fan-friendly as far as sitting on TV and watching, because I used to watch baseball all the time, and I never do anymore. What game I'm most looking forward to? Well, I'll go Yankees and the Giants, because I'll probably go downstairs after we do our shows today and watch the Yankees and the Giants with the family, because everybody's a Yankees fan up here in New York. So I'll be a homer, and I'll say Yankees-Giants. Also, Cardinals, obviously excited about opening day there as well. So those are always going to be my two answers.
I love it. First pitch, 10:05 West Coast time, 1 o'clock East Coast time. Papa Dude, all baseball, all day. Except there's a ton of other stuff going on as well. What game are you looking forward to the most?
The NIT championship. Oh, that's not baseball, is it?
Go UAB. Come on, Blazers.
I absolutely don't care. I really and truly, I don't. Baseball lost me a long time ago with all of the stupid ass pitching changes and all the shit when the pitcher can only pitch 5 innings, 6 innings. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. There's too many pitching changes. I love the speeding up the game. They've got to do something about that. It's just too slow. But it's the pitching changes that I can't do. And, starting pitcher goes 6 innings. He's ahead 4-0. He's pitching a one-hitter. No, God, we got to take him out. I can't do that. I just cannot do that. I've seen so many games blown, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. And every manager does it, and these pansies get hurt worse than they ever did. I'm from the era where Bob Gibson, who you guys probably don't even know who he is, you come out to the mound with Bob Gibson ahead 1-0, and you say, "You're coming out, buddy." He goes, "Get your ass in the dugout. I am not coming out of the game. I'll whip your ass right here on the pitcher's mound." And he did, or he would have. And those guys were tough. And Bob Gibson had pitched 375 innings. I mean, he just, he'd go into the 13th inning and it'd be 1-0. He's still in the game. He ain't coming out. We don't have that anymore, and I can't stand it. I just can't. I don't like baseball anymore because of that stuff. And the shift, okay, that's bullshit. That is strategy. I can't go that rule. I can't. I mean, if you got a guy that's a dead pull hitter and you think he's going to hit that ball, you have every right to put your guys over there. I think that's the dumbest thing I ever heard of. I don't like that rule at all. Now, the speeding up the game, yes, we need that. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to any game today. How about that?
First off, that was some serious disrespect, not knowing who Bob Gibson is. I mean, come on.
Well, I know you do.
Bob Gibson is. Secondly, shocking to me, the oldest person in this chat or the oldest person in this stream is the one who's like, screw baseball. That's a problem for baseball because a lot of people are like, screw baseball. So
I don't have any interest in it anymore. Hey, listen, when I was a kid, well, up until I was 40 years old, Aaron probably can remember this. Mm-hmm. Our household was baseball. I mean, when I was a kid, and Mike, your dad probably is the same way, we had a radio and we listened to every pitch of every baseball game in the summertime. And now I probably haven't turned on the radio in 2 years to listen to a baseball game,
Back when I was living in Chicago, so I was 9 years old when we moved into this house in Chicago. We had one of those intercom systems throughout our house that could play the radio. And when the Cubs game started, the Cubs game would be playing throughout the entire house.
Exactly.
That doesn't happen anymore. We'll put it that way. What game am I most looking forward to? This is the beauty of being able to set up the rundown. It's the White Sox and the Astros, baby. So that's the first one we're going to talk about. I'm really interested to see how this White Sox team does this year. They were injured up and down the lineup last year. Cease is pitching for them today. He is supposed to be he is going to be a big part of whether or not this White Sox team is successful. I bet them over 82.5 for the season win total. Get to kick it off with the Astros, who are a very good team right out of the gate. Astros minus 133 today. Total sitting at 7.5. All of these rule changes should create runs. Every total today is between 6.5 and 8. I'm really interested to see if we have an 11-1 over type day today. So I'm going to be interested. I'm going to watch the early games. And if those are all going over, you may see me start just blindly playing the over in the later games to see if that trend continues to happen. We'll start with you here, Aaron. You got the White Sox. You got the Astros. Total 7.5. What do you like?
I like the Astros. Sorry, Somich. I don't think you get win number one of that win total today. They open up with obviously a really tough team in the Astros, and a team that just year after year here in the recent 5-6 year stretch, the Astros have just been really tough to beat. Another thing about the opening day, you got your aces theoretically on the mound, so that'll be interesting for the totals as well. I thought about some of those totals, Somich. I'm with you. It's like, damn, those are low, but theoretically, the best pitcher for the team is pitching for each of these teams today. So kind of stayed away from them a bit, shied away from a few of them. But I like the Astros today to beat the White Sox.
You also have the weather factoring into this, right? The ball does not fly as far in March and April as it does once you get into those warmer summer months as well. So you're going to see lower totals that are going to increase as the season goes on. Papa Dude, White Sox, Astros. What do you like here?
Well, I did do this because you were talking about yesterday, the White Sox. So I did go through and look at who I like to win the pennant, win the divisions. Mm-hmm. And I did pick the White Sox to win the Central because I think the Central is really there to be taken. I don't like Cleveland that well. And the White Sox are as good as anybody. So I do like them a lot. You also said yesterday Houston has a 10-game opening day winning streak. So since the game is in Houston, I'm going to go with the Astros. I really like to watch the Astros play. They're fun to watch. A lot of teams hate them because they think they cheated back in the, what was that, 3 or 4 years ago? When
they definitely cheated 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, but every other team in the league does too. So that's the whole You're gonna use any advantage you can, but whatever. They still keep winning though. They're pretty good. They really are. They didn't really need to cheat. I don't think they were pretty darn good.
One of the better teams consistently over the last 5 or 10 years. Interesting to me, they allow Verlander to go to the Mets. Didn't want to pay him the money he wanted. Valdez starts today. Valdez, if you remember the early days of this show, that was a Papa Dude play on pitcher. You used to love betting on Valdez last year. He starts. I think the Astros make it 11 in a row, but the White Sox are still going.
Now, the other guy, and I've been so swamped with horse racing today and other stuff, I didn't really get a chance to get into the baseball much. I will do better tomorrow. The pitcher I really loved for the White Sox, I can't think of his name. Is he going today? Who's pitching for them today?
Dylan Cease is going today.
Okay, who was that guy what was his name again?
Dylan Cease is.
That's him. That's him.
Yeah. He's got a shot.
I bet him a lot last year.
Yeah, he could lead the majors in strikeouts this year. He is that good.
Yeah, he's good.
He's going to be a linchpin of that rotation. And if Lance Lynn and Lucas Gallo, I don't remember his last name.
Yeah.
If they both pitch well, this White Sox team could be very, very good. Plus 235 to win the division. I like that look, Papa.
And he can shut Houston down today. I mean, when he's on, he's almost unhittable.
I'm picking the Astros. I didn't bet this game. There are a couple others in the rundown I did bet, like the Pirates versus the Reds, baby.
You love them.
The clash of two big-time teams in the NL Central that both lost 100 games last year. Reds started the season 3-22. I would take the over on 4 wins through 25 games for the Reds this year. Aaron, who do you like in here? Reds laying minus 135.
Well, this wasn't on my list of games I projected we would talk about today, but
again, when you get to pick the rundown, you get to pick the games you're betting.
That's true. Give me the Reds in this one. 2 teams that I still don't think are very good. You said it, though. The Reds played a bit better, towards the end of the year last season. I like the Reds today. I don't like this Pirates team at all. They're pretty lowly, and they have been for a while, and I don't see it changing. So give me the Reds today.
Good pick. Hunter Green. Learn and remember the name. Starting for the Reds today, one of their 2 pitchers who I think could be top of the rotation, ace-level guys in the next 2 to 3 years. I wouldn't be shocked if Hunter Green or Nick and I always mess this up. Nick Linoto, something like that. He's the other one. They went 2nd and 7th, respectively, in their draft classes. They're 23 and 25. Both of them have Cy Young stuff. I'll lay the 135 with the Reds today and Hunter Green. Papa Dude, who do you like?
I like it a lot. And I don't think it's any worse than being a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Mm-hmm. That's got to be as bad as it gets. And they have been bad so long. You would think they would start getting some players because they're drafted at the bottom almost every year, but it just doesn't happen.
The problem with the Pirates is and I'm sorry to any Pirates fans, are essentially a farm team for the big markets.
Yeah.
I mean, every one of their players, they aren't willing to pay that monster contract because of the style that they try and run the organization in. And it makes it nearly impossible to compete in baseball today. O'Neal Cruz, one of those guys that we're going to be talking about, one of the high draft picks, 6'7" shortstop, had the highest exit velocity last year on any single baseball hit. He is going to be an absolute stud. He's basically like people compare him to Giannis in the NBA for how big and how versatile he is. He's going to be a blast to watch, but they've got nothing else. That's the biggest problem. They got him and Reynolds. Reynolds already asking for a trade. We haven't even started the season yet. So this Pirates team, a little bit of a mess headed into the year, but watch O'Neal Cruz. He should be a lot of fun. So we got to sleep on the Reds there. I actually bet the game. We'll see what happens in that kind of low-level game there. I also bet the Reds over 66.5. You can't tell I like them this year. All right, let's head over to the ice here. The Kings headed on to take on the Oilers. Oilers minus 160, total sitting at 7. Aaron, what do you like in this spot?
Oilers big. This Oilers team, I've done a complete 180 on them, and I'll talk about on a later show today with Papa Dude and with Jared. I'm sure kind of a couple of horses I've done 180s on, so stay tuned for that. The Oilers are a team that I've done a 180 on. You watch the show middle of the year, I thought, this team, it's the same every year. They're scorers, but they're not going to win in the playoffs. They made great moves at the deadline. They're one of the few teams that made moves that have worked out for them at the deadline. Let's ask the Rangers how they feel about some of their acquisitions. But anyway, as far as the Oilers go, they're playing great. I'm talking them up. I think this is the second best team in the West. I think they're extremely dangerous heading into the playoffs. I think they keep it going. I like the Oilers minus that 160.
Not so fast, my friend. Give me the Kings plus the 140. I do think the Oilers should be favored. I just don't think – I think this should be 120, not 160. I think this is just mispriced by about 30 or 35, 40 cents. I didn't bet the game. If I did bet a side, I'd bet the Kings. This was the one dog I was looking at tonight at that plus 140 number. Also like the over. I mean, look, Edmonton over's kind of been golden recently. The Kings can score too. I would lean toward the over 7 here. Papa Dude, what do you like?
I think the Kings are one of those underrated teams. We look at the West. Okay, we look at Colorado. Okay, we know what they are. We look at Vegas. Okay, they're Vegas, and the Oilers with all of their stars. And I just think the Kings kind of get overlooked. They're pretty darn good, and I would hate to play them. And it looks like the Kings and the Oilers in the first round.
Yeah, this is going to be a playoff preview, most likely.
Wow. Is that not going to be something? That's going to be something else. Now, theoretically, these teams could still catch Vegas, and one of them can end up first. But this is going to be a heck of a series. This will be a great game tonight. I like the Oilers simply because they're at home. But I don't think it matters a whole lot with these teams. I mean, they're all pretty close to each other. I like this LA team a lot.
Papa Dude, do you want to give us an update on Blockgate here?
Oh, that's taken care of. I'm not going to go any farther. Shotty helped me out on this, though, but I had it. I figured out how to do it. And I don't know how I blocked a guy. I have no idea. That's the mystery.
All right, let's head over to the other NHL game. We'll talk about the Washington Capitals taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning minus 210. Total sitting at 6 here. I was shocked when I found this out. The Capitals are 6-14 in their last 20 games. Really on the struggle bus here. Didn't realize there was that many losses in there. Only two of those wins were in shootouts as well. So really not getting the job done here. Aaron, who do you like here, Caps or Lightning?
The Lightning aren't playing all that well either. That's the thing. They've kind of been up and down the last few games. I'm with the Lightning though. I think they get it done. I would play them minus a goal and a half here. I just think the Capitals are about done. They played decent last night, but just couldn't get the job done against the Islanders. I go Lightning. I go over the total.
Good pick. I get to pick the rundown, which means I can tell you I bet the Lightning minus a goal and a half plus 140 here. Caps coming off a game last night. As Aaron said, they started Grubauer. They're going to start their backup, who during that streak is 1-4. He has been atrocious in that streak as well. Give me the Lightning minus a goal and a half here. Papa Dude, who do you like?
Their downfall started when Ovechkin had to leave the team.
Yeah.
And he was gone for what, 6 games. And I think they lost almost every one of them because his father died and he had to go back. That's just something that happens. And that's when they were playing pretty well until then, and they were in the hunt. They just never did get over it. They cannot score. And when you can't score, you're not going to win very many games. I bet the game last night, so I watched it. I thought they played really hard and played well, but they can't get the puck in the net. And they're going to have to make some moves in the offseason and get some scores. I can see a guy like Oshie maybe coming available if anybody would want him. I don't know, but they're struggling. So I'm with you guys tonight. I kind of like the under. I don't think the Caps are going to score. The deal will be, will Tampa score 4 or 5 goals. That's what that total is kind of shaky because I don't think Washington will score more than 2. I really don't.
You're counting on 4 from the Lightning if you like this over, right? I mean, that's kind of how it feels that you need a 4-3 game, 4-2 game, 5-3 game, something like that if you're going to get over this 6 total here. All right, one NBA game, kind of have to do it because it's a really good game. The Celtics headed in, taking on the Bucks. Bucks laying 2.5, total sitting at 237. Papa Dude, we'll kick it off with you here. Who do you like, Celtics or Bucks?
Oh, this is a big one. Both teams are jockeying for the number 1 seed in the East. The Bucks are slightly ahead right now, so this is a huge game for the Celtics. I think the Bucks are a little bit better than Boston overall. I think they're a little tougher, a little more physical. I like the Bucks at home tonight to cover the 2.5.
Aaron?
Yeah, give me the Bucks. Give me the Bucks. I think it's going to be a close game, but at home, I think they kind of show up. I think it's a big game. It's on TNT. It's the only game being played, at that time slot, and I think they're going to show up, be ready to play. So give me the Bucks tonight.
I keep thinking about last year's playoff series where Giannis just went off against the Celtics. They were able to get through them, but Giannis went nuts against them. Now Middleton's back this year. He wasn't in that series last year. The Bucks are at home. I'll lay the 2.5 for the Bucks here as well. We'll make that one a clean sweep here. Let's head over to the race of the day. We're going to go to Oaklawn because this is a very, very interesting race. 7th race on the card here. It is a $103,000 allowance. Echo again, 9-5 on the inside post. First time back since we've seen this horse in the Lecomte. You've also got Tyler's Tribe, Aaron, a horse I know you love, 8-5. The 6th horse here, one of those fun Prairie Meadow horses who then went to Keeneland, tried the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. That didn't go great. Are you going to end up with one of these 2 horses, or you're going somewhere else in this tricky allowance?
I'm going somewhere else. I'm going to play one of the longest shots on the board to win in this spot. Actually, you look at Echo again. I don't know how to explain what he is, and maybe he wins today, but I don't know how you back him at a really short price, at least on the win end here. So I couldn't go him. Tyler's Tribe. I don't know how you back him going a mile. I don't know how you back him at all after his 2 races at a short price after leaving Prairie Meadow. So I thought it felt like a Kenny McPeak race. So I went number 4, Mayfield Strong, to win this race. Now you look at him and you go, well, what are you thinking? This is like the horse he wins with, right? Huge price, goes up against the field where it's like, yeah, there's going to be some short prices. They might win, but they're not just that strong. Horse started off on the dirt, was awful, went to the turf, was really good, and won a maiden special weight. Ran okay in a stakes race at Kentucky Down next. You're thinking, okay, you'll find him a nice turf race. Maybe Keeneland's coming up, got some nice races on the turf, get him going. No, we go to the dirt again, and we go to an allowance. It's the most Kenny McPeak move ever. He'll win with this horse today, I think. I'm going to go number 4, Mayfield Strong, to win this one.
Wild. Wild. We're both going to pick a McPeak horse here. This is the first time I think this may have happened on this stream. Give me the 3 B minor. I'm going to take the other McPeak in here, who's 6-1 on the morning line. This is just a McPeak race. You got these 2 speed horses who I think are going to go after each other early. And B minor's last race, go back and watch it. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. I mean, the horse was keen early, ends up having to steady, still able to pull and make some ground up late. Only win for this horse was on a fast track. Guess what we get today? We're headed back to the fast track. Give me 6-1 on B minor. I can't believe we both just picked McPeak horses in a race with 2 horses sub even money for Asmussen, and one of your boys from Prairie Meadows, Papadou, talk some sense into it. So you got it.
Well, this is obviously a race where you try to beat the favorite, right?
Yeah,
I think
because these favorites should not be 8-5 and 9-5. I don't think.
As much as we like them, as much as we're fans of them. Yeah.
I mean, Echo again is 9-5 because he blew the doors off everybody at Saratoga back in August.
Yeah.
And has done nothing since, and in his last race stopped.
Mm-hmm. Tyler's Tribe is 8-5 because of his Prairie Meadows form.
And that's even stupider. I mean, I'm sorry, and I don't want to, blow off Prairie Meadows because I love to go up there and it's a fun place, but you can't be 8-5 at Oaklawn off that when you left Prairie Meadows and have done nothing. Mm-hmm. I guess he ran okay last time, but Echo again should be the best horse in this, but how can you pick a horse that stopped the last time? They just stopped him. He just stopped. Mm-hmm. Hasn't run since. I guess he's been working out. I guess he's okay, but will he stop again? I don't know. I kind of like the 2, Garuvan, I think it's pronounced. I kind of like that horse, but I think you can pick any of the rest of these. Really, it's just pick the one you like the best. Mm-hmm. This horse finished second in a stakes the last time out. So to me, that's pretty good class there. It has a shot. I like you guys' picks too. So I think we're all going in a different direction and trying to beat the favorites today.
Interesting. Curtis here bringing up El Tomate and Western Gent, which means
we now
mentioned the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 7. None of them are the 8-5 favorite or the 9-5 morning line second choice. Really interesting race here from Oaklawn, race number 7. Make sure you check it out, even if you're not betting it. All right, let's jump in here to the best bets of the day. I'll kick this off. I'm going back to a first period under here. Cashed yesterday at plus 105. Today we get plus 120 on the Rangers and the Devils first period under. Devils not necessarily an under team, but did you know 5th best ROI in the NHL first period unders at home? The Rangers, a very good road first period under team. Love this one tonight. Hopefully we can cash this plus 120. I think this game starts out slowly and has a playoff atmosphere as well because both these teams juggling for position. Aaron, you look like you want to comment.
It's funny. I write down like 3 or 4 games the night before. It's like, all right, we'll see this in the morning. That's one I wrote down. And usually I write down 3 or 4. I pick one, it loses, the other 3 or 4 win. I would bet a ton of money on this one if I was listening to this right now, because this was one that was really high on the list and I didn't pick to use for the best bet. I think this one will win. I love
this. This is going to cash for sure.
I love the plus 120 on this. There's no
now I feel
way
like I'm
this
screwed.
should be plus.
We got a cash for sure and a bet all your money on it. This one's now.
Well, because these are the ones he should pick and he doesn't.
Exactly. And listen, this plus 120 is crazy for this. I think it's great value for it as well.
Yeah, this game right now totaled at 6, but the under juiced to 120. So you're already seeing some underplay in the market as well. We'll get to Aaron's mistake in a second. Let's go to Papa Dude first here. Papa Dude, who you got?
I think that hockey game's got 3-2 written all over it, or 2-1 or 2-0. I mean, that's going to be, like you said, that's going to be a playoff type atmosphere, I think. I'm going to go a parlay, which never works. But anyway, here we go. I like this one tonight. Mike has a story offline that we probably aren't going to get in about UAB, but that if they were lucky last night, then I think they're going to win this game tonight. Wish we could tell it. It's a good one. But anyway, I like the Blazers a lot. And I would have picked them despite the story that we heard from Mike. But anyway, I really like them a lot tonight. I do like North Texas too. And I think there's something we should mention that we did off air yesterday. What are they? Conference USA or are they something? They're Conference USA. Okay, there's 3 tournaments that these colleges play. One's the CBI, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Conference USA won the CBI.
Yep.
Conference USA is a cinch to win the NIT because the 2 teams playing tonight are in that conference.
Mm-hmm.
And if Florida Atlantic beats San Diego State and then wins the national championship, Conference USA will sweep the basketball tournaments to end the season. Would that not be unbelievable?
Yes.
That's a pretty good conference, folks, and UAB is pretty good, and so is North Texas. North Texas has won 30 games, and so this should be a great game tonight. I'm looking forward to it. So I got UAB and the points tonight. I think they cover that at -2, and add Denver against New Orleans tonight in Denver on the money line at +165. So let's see if we can get this one home.
I like the Denver part. I laid the 6 with Denver. Papa Dude's story that he is referencing. I played craps for 3 hours with the UAB Blazers staff
And the coach.
And the coach. I think it was on Monday night. One of those nights. Monday night too. I can't even remember.
It was the night before they played in the semis. Or the
two nights.
Two nights. Okay.
I'm not gonna throw them out there. So definitely check that out. Pretty crazy there. Dave Feldman asked for where I get these first period under stats. I just posted it. EV Analytics, great site. One of the beauties of sports betting now, if you want to look anything and find stats, just Google it and it shows up now. Someone is tracking everything. It makes sports betting a heck of a lot easier. So there you go. EV Analytics. Want to give those guys a shout out. I sent it to Aaron a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "This is phenomenal. This is incredible." They literally go period by period. You can look through all the stats. You just need a free account. So make sure you check them out. Go Blazers tonight, baby. Let's stay hot with these Blazers. I've probably not rooted harder for a college basketball team. It's been a long time after that fun night with the Blazers. All right, Aaron, it's your turn for your best bet.
Yes.
And we talked about this.
Yes.
Yesterday on the show.
Yes.
I think at one point last year, we actually were no longer allowing you to play this. Well, you or Papa Dude to play this team.
Me.
Yes.
So tell us why you like the Cardinals.
Cardinals, it's opening day. Somebody's got to pick baseball. The Cardinals are back. It's time for the Cardinals to be back on the show. Papa Dude said it yesterday. The Cardinals never lose on opening day, ever. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'm going to go with not true.
They don't lose at home.
Actually incorrect. They also have lost at home before.
Right. Now, the Cardinals will win. They're at home against the Blue Jays, team from Canada. They don't know nothing about baseball. Canada. Cardinals +100. It's plus money at home. Come on. They'll be ready. Busch Stadium's going to be packed. It's going to be wild. Forget about it, Sylvain. Forget about the Blue Jays. Cardinals, big, dominant today. 8-2. Cardinals beat the Blue Jays.
Cardinals in the over. You got it here from Aaron. So basically, hammer the Blue Jays is what I'm hearing. This should be a fun game. This actually would have made one of my games I am most looking forward to. I think both of these teams could be a lot of fun this year. Really interested to see the Cardinals pitching staff without Yadier Molina for the first time in a long time. Underrated dude for managing the game behind the plate. And with the amount of steals, I think it's going to be awfully interesting as well. All right.
Look, I've been challenged to a showdown. All right, Lori, you take the Blue Jays. Take those Canadians. I'm going the Cardinals.
This is just getting so much hate here, Michael. We got 3 people on the Blue Jays, and Aaron's on the Cardinals here.
Look,
it's going to be a fun day.
We have to have fun on the show. That's why I did it.
Well, the beauty of the show is it is a blast. It's so much fun to do this show. I don't think people realize how much the 3 of us actually enjoy doing this every single day, talking sports, hopefully giving out some winners as well. Should be a monster weekend, too. We've got 2 big-time Kentucky Derby preps, the Florida Derby over at Gulfstream. We've got the Arkansas Derby over at Oaklawn. We're going to have an interview with Mark Cornett from C2 Racing. I interviewed him this morning for the Florida Derby. He's got 2 30-1 shots, which I think are both live, to hit the super, especially after talking to him. Really interesting interview. If you want to hear about someone who's had a ton of success in horse ownership, make sure you check that out. That should be up on the Racing Dudes channel later today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back Saturday. We'll be back Sunday with more best bets around the sports and horse racing world. We'll be live on Saturday talking both the Florida Derby and the Arkansas Derby. So make sure you check that out. Betting Bible out shortly here. I know my picks are due here today, so that should be coming up soon as well. Make sure you check that over at racingdudes.com. And the Somobombs. Try and stay hot, baby. Here had a great weekend last weekend at Gulfstream Park. So make sure you're checking out racingdudes.com and our YouTube page here. Subscribe and like if you're enjoying the show so you can catch us whenever we are on. Let's go over the best bets for the day here before we wrap this up. Aaron taking the Cardinals +100. Papa Dude, UAB, let's go Blazers. And the Nuggets money line +165. Give me the Rangers Devils first period under $1.5 +120 for the week 2-1 up $105, down $318 for the year on a $100 base bet. We'll be back, same time, same place, all weekend. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with all your bets.